Namaste, viewers. Welcome to Gnana Degula channel. Let us see some of the characters, some of the key events that while going through the Ramayana, what are all these key events and then characters that we come across in the Ramayana story. You all know that Ramayana is the most revered um, epic in the Hindu literature. The life and adventures of Rama, he is an incarnation of the god Vishnu. This is how it is. The Ramayana goes. The story of the Ramayana goes. Now, before going into the narrative, epic's narrative, it is very essential to understand the events, the significant events and characters that set the stage for the Ramayana. These prelude events are rich with many stories. They provide a foundational backdrop that enriches the understanding of the Ramayana per se itself. Now, before we go to the main story, the birth of the universe and the gods, the Ramayana, the prelude, begins with the creation of the universe and the emergence of gods, demons, and various celestial beings. According to the cosmology, Hindu cosmology, the universe undergoes cyclic creation and destruction. It appears and then it gets destroyed. It's born and then it's destroyed. These cyclic creations and destructions are governed by three aspects, and these aspects are governed by three deities known as Trimurtis. The one is the Brahma, the creator, the second one the Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva, who is destroys everything, destroyer. This you can call it as the cosmic framework. This establishes the order, the divine order, and introduces the characters who play very important key roles in the Ramayana. Here, the story goes like this. There were two gatekeepers, Jaya Vijaya. They were Dwarapalakas. Dwarapalakas, that means who were guarding the Vishnu's abode, Vaikuntha. They were Dwarapalakas for Vaikuntha. They were cursed by the sages Sanat Kumara to be born on earth as demons. Because these Dwarapalakas did not allow the sages to he obstructed them. They did not have a free access to Vishnu. They stopped them. Therefore, they cursed this Jaya Vijaya to be born, in earth as demons. Immediately, the Jaya Vijayana, they sought Vishnu's mercy, and then they said, "Please have some mercy on me. We cannot live without you. We need to be with you only. We cannot just stay away from you." Then Vishnu gave them two options. One was that they could stay on the earth for 3 births, that is 3 generations, and by having this thing, they had to be enemies of the Vishnu. They had to go against the Vishnu and then be there for 3 lives. The second one was that they can have several births and be devotees of Vishnu, and then these two were the choices given. Immediately, Jaya, Vijaya, both of them said, "No, no, we would like to be enemies itself, because we want to come back to you as early as possible. Even being an enemy also, it doesn't matter to us, we will come back to you." So the choice is that we will be born as enemies. Having chosen this, they were born as the demons Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu in Kritayuga, Ravana and Kumbhakarna. Jaya Vijayas as Ravana and Kumbhakarna in the Ramayana period, and Shishupala and Dantavaktra. Shishupala and Dantavakra during the Krishna's reign, during the Dwapara Yuga. This cycle of rebirth, it sets a stage for the Ravana's role as the antagonist in the Ramayana. He is an enemy in the Ramayana. He is the villain in the Ramayana. The second thing that evolves here is the birth of sage Valmiki. Now, this is the brief background of Ramayana. The Ramayana was composed by sage Valmiki. This story of Valmiki itself is a fascinating backstory. Originally, sage Valmiki was a highway robber. He was called as Ratnakara. He was a robber. He underwent a profound transformation through the grace of Narada. He couldn't even utter Rama, but Narada asked him to do it. And then it is in a story it is said that you just chant Mara, 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 Mara. When he started chanting Mara, the first Ma went away, and then Rama, 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 Rama. It went on like this. This way the story goes. And then he underwent, having done this penance, this after intense penance, he underwent a profound transformation through the grace of sage Narada. Now, after this penance, he was called as Valmiki, a very great sage, a sage who has got great reverence, and he is the author of Ramayana. His journey from a sinner to a great saint symbolizes the transformative power of devotion and righteousness. This is the second aspect in this Ramayana. The third is the boon of Dasharatha. We can call it as the Dasharathas. King Dasharatha, he was ruling Ayodhya. He was from a very illustrious and great family called Ikshwaku Kulatilaka, Ikshwaku dynasty. He had married three princes, he had three queens, but had no children. He was very eager to have a heir. He was desperate for a heir. He performed the Putra Kameshti Yajna, a yaga which the sages, which all those learned people, told that you perform this Putra Kameshti. Putra means getting Kama, Ishta, having the desire to have sons. Putra Kameshti Yaga. It's a sacred ritual to obtain offspring. As a result of having performed this Putra Kameshti Yaga, the gods blessed him with 4 sons. Born to his all the 3 queens, Kausalya, Kaikeyi, and Sumitra. These 3 were his wives. It is said that the Putra, after the Putra Kameshti Yaga, he was given a porridge, a sweet preparation, which was to be given to the queens, and the queens having consumed this porridge, led to the birth of Rama, Bharata, Lakshmana, and Shatrughna. Rama was the eldest. He was the incarnation of Vishnu, and others also. Lakshmana, the incarnation of snake god, so many things. Anyway, they were destined to uphold Dharma and get rid the world of evil. They were born to get rid of the evil that was prevalent at that time. The next you have the birth of Sita. Sita, the consort, wife of Rama. She was also born under some miraculous circumstances. Miraculous thing. There was a place called as a country, a kingdom called Mithila, and it was ruled by a king named Janaka. He discovered Mithila, Janaka of Mithila Nagara. He discovered Sita while plowing a field as part of a ritual to end a drought. So, a drought was severe. A severe drought had been there in his kingdom. So the king, after performing certain rituals, he had to plow the land. He had to plow the land with a plow. And while plowing the land, the plow, could not move because of some obstacle. When he tried to take out that obstacle, it was beneath the ground. It was a box. It was a big box. And then when he opened, he saw a small child in it. So here he found a female child and he named it as Sita. Enchanted by her divine presence, he takes care of this child because he also did not have any issues at that time. He adopted her as his daughter. Sita's birth from the earth, that is coming from the earth, from the from a box, it signifies her purity and divine origin, making her an embodiment of the goddess Lakshmi itself. So this is another incident which happens. Then you have the sage Vishwamitra's test. A great sage Vishwamitra, he was a former king turned sage. He was a king. He was very much keen on knowing the, what you call, the philosophy, the Brahma Tattva. And then he intensely he made a penance. And then he turned out to be a great sage. He sought the help of Rama, because at that time, whenever these saints, whenever these people perform some yajna, yaga, to propitiate the deities and to worship deities, there would always be some troubles from demons, from evil, from wicked people. They would come and destroy, they would come and then disturb the performances, disturb pujas, disturb this yajna, yagas, all those kinds. So whenever the rishis, sannyasis, these people, when they had to perform this yajna, they had to have some kind of a protection. Eventually, it was the kings who would provide them help, who would provide them some comfort, and then who would provide them the necessary arrangements and necessary security for their performance of the yajna, yaga, all those kinds of things. Here, Rama and Lakshmana, sage Vishwamitra requests Dasharatha to send these young boys. They are very young, not even adults. So Rama and Lakshmana are still young boys. Serves as their initiation into their roles as protectors of Dharma. Vishwamitra says, give them, I will take care of them. They are capable of protecting me, protecting my ashrama where I perform all these things. And under Vishwamitra's guidance, because Vishwamitra was a great saint and he was also a king, under Vishwamitra's guidance and teachings, they learned the use of celestial weapons and began their journey towards becoming exemplary warriors. They get trained from Vishwamitra. This is the third or the another part which happens. Now the next thing that happens is the deeds of Ravana. Ravana, the primary antagonist of the Ramayana, the primary villain of this great epic, was a very learned scholar, and he was a very good ruler of Lanka. Lanka was this Api Swarnamayi Lanka. That means it was all golden. Everywhere it was prosperous. Of course, he had acquired it from Kubera. However, his arrogance and unchecked ambition led him to perform severe penance to obtain great varas, great boons from Lord Shiva, making him nearly invincible. He couldn't be defeated by anybody. That was the type of power he obtained after performing severe penance. And this power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So this way, his tyranny and abuse of power earned him the enmity of gods, because he would go and then fight against everybody. He would go and again fight even the gods and then uh, Navagrahas, everybody. He took control of everything. And this arrogance and this abuse of power and this enmity towards the natures, towards the natural order that was going on, it sets the stage for his eventual downfall at the hands of Rama. The next one is, you get this Swayamvara of Sita. Sita Swayamvara, a ceremony where a bride chooses her groom from among the people who are assembled there. A date is fixed wherein the bride's father, naturally he would be a great ruler and all those things, they would arrange they would make an arrangement where they would invite all eligible kings, all eligible heroes, and then they would invite them and they would give them a test, give them some kind of a test. And having passed through the test or having gone through the test and some interaction, the bride would choose whichever she liked and she wanted to marry. So this was arranged by King Janaka, and King Janaka declared that whoever could lift and string the mighty bow of Shiva would marry Sita. Some kind of a test, he had kept a mighty, very strong and very heavy bow and then a string. So whoever came and then he lifted it and then tied the bow to that, he would give this lady as her daughter would be married to him. Incidentally, it is said that this Shiva Dhanus she was playing with the Shiva Dhanus. So powerful, so much strength she had. So they had kept this bow here. Many princes attempted, because Sita was so enchanting, so beautiful. They all were attracted to Sita. They wanted to somehow marry her, and then they came and then started. They attended this and they wanted to lift this and then tie the string to that bow, mighty bow. But they all failed. Many could not even touch that, not even could lift that bow. Even Ravana also was there, and then it is said that he lifted and then he could not catch hold of it because of the weight, he fell down. This was this heaviness, and then this was the power of that bow, that Boom. So here Sri Ramachandra comes with his great divine strength, very easily lifts the bow, succeeds in lifting it, and then tries to tie that string, but the Shiva Dhanus, it broke into two pieces. Such was his might and strength. This, and eventually succeeded in marrying Sita, came and then garlanded him, and then he got her married. This event not only established Rama and Sita's union, but also marked the beginning of their, what do you call this? You can destiny. They shared a destiny. So these are some of the events and characters, of course, rich in symbolism and spiritual significance, create the very intricate tapestry of the Ramayanas. Understanding these preludes, things, allows one for a deeper appreciation of the epic's profound messages and the wisdom, the timeless wisdom it gives. The Ramayana is not a mere story of adventure or heroism, but it's a spiritual journey. It's also a spiritual journey that reflects the some continuous struggle, eternal struggle between good, bad, good, evil, duty and desire, pursuit of righteousness, at times of adversity. All these things, are being dealt, are being narrated in the Ramayana story. Viewers, with this broad picture of the Ramayana, the incidents that things that happen before and after this Ramayana, we'll conclude this episode. I hope you have liked the narration. Please post your comments in the comment box. Please give a like symbol to this. Like, share, and then subscribe to my channel. Thank you, viewers.